Guys, I forgot to film the intro. I'm so sorry, but I'm doing that for you now, like a few days later. I've just finished editing it, but yeah, I realised I didn't film the intro. But basically, we're making American-style pancakes for Pancake Day. Sorry it's a bit late, but oh well. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm doing my outro, jeez. But yeah, these are delicious and I just hope you enjoy them, really. So, right, so for the pancakes, you will be needing 3 of these 3 large eggs. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3 large eggs. So I'll put those to the side. You will also be needing 115 grams of plain flour, 140 mils of milk, and a heaped teaspoon of baking powder. Also, a pinch of salt and some butter to cook with. Also, if you want to, you can add in some chocolate chips and a splash of vanilla extract. Yeah. And you can serve it with some berries or some maple syrup. So, firstly, you will need 2 large mixing bowls, and I would recommend the biggest one you have for the normal mixture, but first you will have to separate the eggs. If you don't know how to separate the eggs, I will show you. And it's probably best to get some spare eggs just in case you mess up. Because trust me, last time I messed up like 3 of them. Right, so you will need 2 bowls, or if you're professional, you won't. But basically, what you do is you crack it, open up, but make sure the yolk doesn't fall. And if you keep on passing the yolk into each side of the shells, it will separate. Right, so if you go like this, the white is coming out, and then if you open it up, the yolk will be in this side of the shell, and then you make sure all of the white is in. Then you pour it over into this side of the shell, into this side of the shell, and it should gradually be separating the eggs. And now you can put the yolk over into this bowl, and then put the shells in the compost or the food waste bin or wherever you usually put your eggs. And you just have to do this with all of the eggs. And yes, let me just wipe my hands, and we'll be all set and ready to go. Right guys, so now you have done that, add the whites into your smaller bowl and put to this side. Now you need to add your yolks to the large bowl. Make sure all goes in. To your large bowl and put to the side. Alright, you put the empty bowl to the side. Right, and now what you do is add the 115 grams of plain flour. You also need to add the milk and add the baking powder. So I'm just going to grab, we only have half a teaspoon, so I'm just going to put 2 of these in. So, and it needs to be a heaped teaspoon, so 1 and 2. So just add that in, of baking powder, and you're all set to go. Now if you want, you can add in a little splash of vanilla extract. I'm just going to add in half a lid's worth. So just use the lid. I did a whole lid actually, so just do a whole lid, because but honestly that will be enough. So now you need to get a wooden spoon and give that a good old mix until it is a smooth but thick batter. I am just going to do that and I'll be right back with you. Now what you need to do is put this to the side. Now bring your egg whites back. Now you need to add in a pinch of salt. I have one of these, so I'm just going to put it on the, make sure it is actually a pinch and not like loads. Right, let me just get the salt off. So a pinch is about that much. So just add that in, maybe not all of it, just a little bit, and then brush this off. Now you need to get a whisk. Let me just get my whisk and whisk your egg whites. Just keep on whisking and I'll show you the consistency when it's done until it makes, so 1 minute, until it makes a soft peak, and I will show you what that looks like soon. If it goes bubbly, that's perfectly fine. You just got to keep on going. Right, so this is the consistency it should be, forming peaks like, no, she can say it's fine, peaks like this. But yeah, it does take a while, and if it doesn't get there, just keep on going and it should get there eventually. Now what you need to do is just put that slightly to the side and grab your actual thick, nice batter. Give it a bit of a stir just to make sure it's still okay. And now you need to put in the hard egg white. There we go. Now with a wooden spoon, you need to carefully fold it in to the batter. So you will need a frying pan. There we go. And some butter. Put that into the pan and melt it. I might turn that down for now. And you fry for about 2 minutes on each side. And I'll show you the next one. So what you do is just ladle a bit into the pan, and it should just, and you leave it for about 10 seconds so that it cooks a little bit on the bottom, and then you can start to move it around and play with it and cook it until loads of bubbles rise on the surface and it goes brown on the bottom. I'm just saying you might need to add some more butter throughout the process just so it cooks a bit better. So underneath it should look a bit like that. So now you can just turn it over, and maybe that one was a wee bit bad, but you know, it was only my first go. But yeah, you can move this one around. You might need to turn it down as well, and I might add in a bit of butter. Maybe even you can maybe even flip them if you want. 1 minute, let me just swap hands. There we go. Maybe even flip them. Wait. There we go, that was a good old flipper. There we go. I think it needs a bit more on the other side, so I'm just going to leave it. Once it's done, just turn the heat off. Yeah, and transfer onto a plate. You might need to try it a few times before you get it right. I'm just going to cook the rest and be back with you. If you want, you can just add in a few chocolate chips now to make it interesting. There we go, that should do. I managed to get 17 pancakes out of mine. My family's just took loads, but this is mine. I got a lemon and sugar and maple syrup and berries and a few chocolate chips. So yes. Guys, I'm sorry I forgot to film my outro as well. Jesus, what am I like? But yeah, I hope you found these very delicious if you made them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. So I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while, but yeah, I'm sorry, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye. It's right up there. enough, guys. I'm really not. Oh, good old whiskey. Oh, got it. You can use a KitchenAid if you have one, but we don't have a KitchenAid. So grab your whisk. Bloody not a knife, is it? It's bloody